What if the fatigue you feel, the weight you can't seem to lose, and even the fog in your mind are not separate problems but different voices of the same silent fire inside your body? Welcome, and thank you for joining me. Before we begin, take a quiet moment not to rush into information, but to arrive. Notice your breath. Steady, rhythmic, almost effortless. Beneath that simple motion lies a deeper intelligence, your body constantly sensing, adapting, and responding to its environment. Right now, within you, trillions of cells are communicating. Chemical signals move like whispers through your bloodstream. Some of these signals are calming, restorative. Others are urgent, inflammatory, designed to protect. But when prolonged, capable of slowly disrupting the delicate balance of your health. Today, we explore a powerful and precise idea, a 7-day anti-inflammatory diet, not as a trend, not as a restriction, but as a biological reset, a way to calm the internal fire, to restore clarity to the brain, to gently release excess weight, and to reclaim energy that may have felt lost. Understanding the invisible fire, inflammation is not the enemy. In its acute form, it is essential. It helps your body heal wounds, fight infections, and respond to injury. But when inflammation becomes chronic, low-grade, persistent, it shifts from a protective force to a disruptive one. This silent inflammation can affect nearly every system. In the brain, it interferes with neurotransmitters, contributing to mental fog, low mood, and reduced focus. In fat tissue, it alters how your body stores and burns energy, making weight gain easier and weight loss more difficult. In your energy systems, it disrupts mitochondrial function, the tiny structures that produce the energy you rely on, leading to fatigue that rest alone cannot fix. What's fascinating and deeply empowering is that one of the most powerful regulators of inflammation is something you engage with every single day: your diet, the philosophy behind a 7-day reset. 7 days. Because the body is remarkably responsive. Within just a few days of changing your nutritional inputs, measurable shifts begin to occur. Blood sugar stabilize, inflammatory markers begin to decrease. Bacteria deeply connected to immunity and brain health start to rebalance. 7 days is not about perfection. It is about interruption, breaking the cycle long enough for your body to remember what balance feels like. What drives inflammation? Before we explore what to eat, it's important to understand what often fuels the problem: highly processed foods rich in refined sugars and industrial oils, excessive intake of simple carbohydrates causing blood sugar spikes, chronic stress, which amplifies inflammatory signaling, poor sleep, disrupting hormonal balance and repair processes. Anti-inflammatory diet is not just about adding healthy foods, it is about removing constant triggers while introducing signals of safety and nourishment. The core principles of the 7-day anti-inflammatory diet. Think of this approach not as a rigid plan, but as a pattern or rhythm your body can recognize and respond to. 1. Stabilize blood sugar. Every time your blood sugar spikes sharply, your body responds with insulin, and often inflammation follows. Focus on whole, unprocessed carbohydrates. Abandon meals with protein, fat, and fiber. This steadiness becomes the foundation for energy and mental clarity. 2. Prioritize anti-inflammatory food. Certain foods actively signal the body to calm inflammatory pathways: leafy greens rich in phytonutrients, fatty fish containing omega-3 fatty acids, berries with powerful antioxidants, nuts and seeds providing healthy fat, spices like turmeric and ginger, studied for their anti-inflammatory effects. These are not just nutrients, they are information messages that guide cellular behavior. 3. Support the gut. Your gut is not just a digestive organ. It is a central regulator of inflammation and even brain function. Include fermented foods like yogurt or kefir, fiber-rich vegetables to feed beneficial bacteria as the gut environment improves. Signals sent to the brain and immune system begin to shift. 4. Hydrate deeply. Water is often overlooked, yet it is essential for detoxification, circulation, and cellular function. Even mild dehydration can increase fatigue and impair cognition. Hydration is not just about quantity, it's about consistency. Gentle structure for 7 days. Let's move into what this might look like, not as strict rules, but as a guiding framework. Day 1 to 2, clearing the noise. The first 2 days are about removal. Reduce processed food, sugary drinks, refined carbohydrate, true, simple meals, vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats. You may notice subtle changes, or even slight discomfort. This is not failure. It is adaptation. Your body is shifting from chaos to coherence. Day 3 to 4. Stabilizing energy. Be the third day. Something interesting begins to happen. Blood sugar fluctuations become less dramatic. Energy levels begin to even out. Meals become more intentional. Breakfast, protein plus healthy fat. Lunch, vegetables plus whole grains plus protein. Dinner, light, balanced. Anti-inflammatory. Mental clarity may begin to improve, subtle at first, but noticeable. Day 5 to 6, reducing inflammation. No. Deeper changes begin. Inflammatory signals decrease. Digestion often improves. Bloating may reduce. You may feel lighter, more focusedless, driven by cravings. This is not willpower. It is biology responding to alignment. Day 7, reconnection. Be the 7th day. Something more profound emerges. You begin to notice your body again, not as a problem to fix, but as a system to understand. Hunger feels clearer. Energy feels steadier. The mind feels quieter. This is not the end of a diet. It is the beginning of awareness. How this heals the brain. The brain is highly sensitive to inflammation. When inflammatory molecules increase, they can interfere with neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, chemicals deeply tied to mood, motivation, and clarity. By reducing inflammation, neural communication becomes more efficient. Brain fog begins to lift. Emotional stability improves. You are not just feeding your body, you are shaping your mental landscape. Why weight gain slows and reverse weight gain is not always about excess calories alone. Chronic inflammation affects hormones like insulin and leptin, which regulate hunger and fat storage. When inflammation decreases, insulin sensitivity improves. Fat storage signals weaken. The body becomes more willing to release stored energy. Weight loss, in this context, is not forced. It is allowed. Ending fatigue at its root. Fatigue is often misunderstood as a lack of rest, but in many cases, it is a lack of efficient energy production. Inflammation disrupts mitochondria, the structures that generate energy inside your cells. As inflammation decreases, energy production becomes more efficient. Cells function with greater precision. You feel more naturally energized, stimulated, but restored. A deeper reflection. There is something quietly powerful about this process. It reveals that the body is not broken. It is responsive. Given the right conditions, it begins to correct itself, not instantly, not dramatically, but steadily. And perhaps the most important shift is not physical, but perceptual. You begin to see health not as something external to chase, but as something internal to support. Moving beyond the 7 days. After these 7 days, the question is not, what diet should I follow next? The question becomes, what did my body respond to? Keep what works, refine what doesn't. Stay curious, because health is not a fixed destination. It is a relationship, dynamic, evolving, deeply personal. Closing. As we come to the end of this exploration, take another quiet moment. Notice your breath again. Steady, present. Within you is an intelligence that has always been there, waiting not for perfection, but for alignment. Small changes, repeated consistently, can shift the entire trajectory of your health. Not through force, but through understanding. If this message resonated with you, if it gave you a new way to think about your body, your energy, and your health, then consider staying connected. Subscribe to the channel for daily videos where we explore the science, the subtlety, and the deeper intelligence of the human body, because the more you understand what's happening within you, the more powerfully and calmly you can begin to transform it.